Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mixed Media Mayhem. So this is the layout that we are taking our inspiration from. Lots of painty things, dots, all kinds of good things. I have painty things, vellum, and a photo of Peter Pan's flight. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, I am just warning you, we're about to get super technical here, so you might have to pay attention with all of these amazing techniques that are happening. That's right, I'm squirting the paint right on my paper, and I'm using a paper towel to spread it. Not even worrying about a brush or, a roller or anything. I am just grabbing a paper towel. Now, I did grab a media mat to place underneath of the layout so I could get the paint to go off of the edge of the page and not worry about it getting on my cutting mat, my self-healing cutting mat that I like to work on. Now I'm using 3 different types of paint here. One is from Paper Artsy, I think. I already put the paint away, guys, so let me grab it. Yeah, Paper Artsy. One's from Paper Artsy. The purple paint is from Master's Touch, which is the Hobby Lobby house brand. And then I'm using a Distress paint as well. So the blue and the purple kind of meld in together really nicely. I think that they look good. And then I'm going to add more of the lime green here and just fill that in. And again, I am applying the paint with a paper towel because that's just how it goes. Now this is kind of giving me an 80s vibe. I don't know about you guys. I've been saying for weeks now that I'm doing a 90s revival in my scrapbooking, but I feel like this is looking 80-ish, right? Like Bugle Boy and Hypercolor type things. Like that is what it's reminding me of. Please tell me that you guys know what Bugle Boy and Hypercolor is. Man, I love my Hypercolor shirts. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my favorite black ink, and that is Detail ink from Brutus Monroe in Raven. And I'm also going to pull out some Brutus Monroe stamps. They're kind of like messy, swirly, painty bit stamps. They're like one way to get mixed media on your page without actually doing the mixed media. But obviously I've got the mixed media going on because we're doing paint. We're going to do some other things as well. So I'm going to place these in 3 different spots, and these are going to be basically my 3 spots of kind of decoration / embellishment. So they look like a hot mess right now, and I will be the first to admit that, and you might be thinking, holy crap, Sandy, you have lost your ever-loving mind. Well, I have, but that is has nothing to do with the layout. I love the way it turns out. I wanted these kind of black, bold splatter, almost splatters. That's what I didn't do. I didn't add splatters. I was going to add black splatters to it, and I didn't. So let me know in the comments below once you get to the end of the video if you think that it still needs the black splatters. I wanted to put the black splatters down before I put the photo and everything down, and it completely slipped my mind. So in our inspiration layout, there are tags underneath of the photo, and the photo is small, but I'm going to keep my photo not 4x6 size, but I am going to trim it down a little bit. So I have 2 pieces of vellum that I cut down to either 4x6 or 4.5 by 6.5, I don't remember. And then I have this quilting square that I am going to bring in as well. It is as close to the green color as I have of something in my stash. Didn't really have a paper that matched. Definitely didn't have a vellum that matched, so I went for fabric. So there is another element of mixed media. I know when we think of mixed media, we usually think of wet mediums, but fabric is a different kind of media. So there we go. Like we've got paper, paint, and fabric, and vellum. So we're just bringing in all the mixed media, you guys. So I am going to go ahead and layer these up. So similar to how it is in the inspiration layout. And then I get that down and I decide maybe should I flip this over? I'm going to try it out a different way. And I'm like, no, because I really want my photo to kind of be close to these they're not embellishment clusters yet, but they will be. But I want my photos close to it. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to find my Up in the Clouds stencil from Scrapping Reflections. Now this binder has all of my Scrapping Reflections stencils in it. Except for my pinwheel stencil, which I have not recut since it made its way off with somebody. So, got to do that. But I'm taking the Up in the Clouds stencil and I'm going to put clouds on top of this kind of inky black ball of mess. And you can think that this is horrible, and that's fine. Just, you don't do it then. So I'm taking modeling paste and I'm using my silicone brush to just kind of apply it through the stencil and give it a little bit of texture. Now I could have done this with a palette knife 100%, but I wasn't thinking I was going to do texture at first. I thought I was just going to slide it right on through, but ultimately I decided on the texture. So I'm putting in a couple clouds in each one of the what will be embellishment clusters, and then I am going to move on from that. So I do know that this is not exactly like the inspiration layout. I am kind of twisting and making it more me than how it is in the actual layout. But, you know, that is what makes me happy, right? Like, scrapbooking the way I want to scrapbook and using the supplies I want to use and scrapbooking about the things I want to scrapbook. That is what brings me joy for this hobby. It doesn't turn into a chore or something that has to be done. Are there times where I am just slumped? Or are there times where I'm just like, man, I just don't feel like doing this? Yeah, of course there are. But those times are so much fewer and farther between each other since I have really just embraced scrapbooking in the way I want to, right? So there it is. Anyway, the layout is finished. I forgot to turn back on the camera to put all of the embellishment on after I went to rinse off my stencil. So there you can see what I did. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.